Hello there everyone and welcome along to episode number 42 for the Brazilian Grand Prix here in Season 2 with Renault F1 around the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace, otherwise known as Interlagos. There is the weather for the event, and as you can see very clearly we have some rain towards the end of the race. Could be a factor. There's our rivalries at the moment with Roman and Sebastian. We should beat Sebastian this weekend and then Roman in the next race at Abu Dhabi. If you don't like that, at Abu Dhabi do. No updates on the car for this weekend. Although we could potentially get an engine upgrade, we may not. I don't know yet. I think we do need to get the engine upgraded though, because look at that Ultimate. That's Ultimate is going to really close the gap on the Rich Energy team, but we're still second in the engine stakes, which is good. We're fourth in the Aero stakes, which is good. Not bad. Not bad. Could do with probably getting a few of them next season though, to really pump up the volume, as they say. And as far as the chassis, well, we're getting these two at the end of the season, so we'd be probably the best in chassis. It's a fact, unfortunately. But we'll see what happens. We could probably purchase one at the end of this race weekend. Maybe not. Progress, it looks like only Ferrari have brought an upgrade. McLaren, who have really skyrocketed up the standings. So watch them. Weber last weekend, Weber was unstoppable. Weber could be unstoppable again this weekend. We haven't got a clue. We just don't know it. So let's take a look at the championship, shall we? We won the championship ages ago. So we're ahead of Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas, Sergio Perez, Charles Leclerc, Sebastian Vettel, Kevin Magnussen, Alex Albon, Nico Hulkenberg and Devon Butler. Round out your top 10 in points. Roman is 13th. Fair enough. In the Constructors, Racing Point won it earlier, then Haas. Mercedes are tied, followed by Williams, then Renault, Ferrari, McLaren, Red Bull, Toro Rosso and Alfa have still yet to score. And given how they're performing, I'd say it's probably likely they're not going to score with either Raikkonen or Giovinazzi. So, that being said, we are going to go and get practiced around this circuit. It's a good circuit, so we should be able to practice well. Then we're going to get qualified for the Brazilian Grand Prix. And on the other side of this clip, after you've done what it says at the bottom of the screen, we'll see you guys for a very entertaining Brazilian Grand Prix.
While fighting a gearbox that was jammed in 6th, 5 Drivers' Championship deciders in a row between 2005 and 2009. And of course, the passionate Brazilian fans packing the grandstands to capacity every year. And they're not about to stop now. It's an unusual anti-clockwise race here at Interlagos, where the Sao Paulo locals are packed into the grandstands at each of the 15 corners around this classic 2.7-mile circuit. 2 very fast sections bookend the famous and highly technical Sector 2, where getting a good run out of Junsao into one of the 2 DRS zones will be the key to any overtaking prospects today. With the Grand Prix nearly upon us, Anthony Davidson is by my side once again to offer his perspective. Why don't we kick off by discussing Max Verstappen? Looks like they've got a tough race in store today, as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Weber, Poole, Lewis Hamilton and Albon, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Norris and Sergio Perez, Vettel, Butler, Nico Hulkenberg and Grosjean, Kvyat, Gasly, Antonio Giovinazzi and Kimi Raikkonen. Verstappen and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, the run into turn 1 isn't too long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care.
Yeah, P4. We didn't exactly hook... Well, I thought we hooked up an absolute stormer of a lap, but the Hasses, man. Those Hasses and Lucas Weber's in front of us. That's not good. So let's look at today's strategy. It is a one-stop, as you would expect. Softs onto the mediums. Still the threat of that rain towards the end of the race. It could come. It could not come. We'll never, ever know until it actually happens. So, guys, let's go and let's do this thing. Well, here we go then, folks. So they're running the Brazilian Grand Prix from third on the grid. I tell you what, we could be in trouble here. 5 minutes out, it's lights out, and away we go. Lucas Weber with a mega start. We got an awful one. We got an awful one, but we'll fling it almost wide in the center S. We're down to P4. Who's that right behind us? That is... I can't tell who that is right behind us. Who are you behind us? I don't know there. But you got both of the Hasses out in front. That's Bottas and Leclerc. I think that's one of the Mercedes. It might be Lewis Hamilton. But we're going to give chase now because we're going to go after Lucas Weber. Because I got a feeling Lucas Weber is going to be quick. Here, mate, excuse me, as we almost deep it into the chicane. Sorry, the hairpin. And now we're right on the back of Lucas Weber, who's right on the back of Charles Leclerc. It's Bottas out in the lead. Behind us is Lewis Hamilton. So we got to get going, and we got to get going pretty quickly. As we go through Young Cow and now up the hill to the Senna S to finish lap number 2. And look, oh my God, you see us have a twitch on the way up the hill. That was a pretty nasty moment there. Look at Weber and Bottas and Leclerc. They're gone, for hell's sake. Oh, bring on the end of the season when we might have some bloody upgrades for this car. Well, I say we might. We may not. No, you know we're going to have some upgrades for this car. We are going to have some damn good upgrades at the same time as we go into the Subida del Lago and now up to the Ferradura for the second time. And it just needs to be... Look at us. Bottas is disappearing. Weber is all over the back of Leclerc. We just can't get close to Leclerc. Or Weber. I think we'll beat Leclerc, but I've got a feeling we have no chance of beating Weber. Weber's a monster! All of a sudden, he's just absolutely imploded. I hope... I've got a feeling he's off to a big team. I don't know which team he's off to, but he's off to a big team. We set the fastest middle sector of anybody. Will that translate to the fastest lap? We don't know. As Weber sizes up Charles Leclerc for P2. That's going to be an easy pass into the center S if he gets it right. Yes, he does. Get it slowed down. Will Leclerc hold him? No, he won't. Side by side through the Curva del Sol. Now down to the Subida del Lago, but he's got him. He's got him, folks. That is Weber up into P2 as the man Gasly defends from Hollywood Lance Stroll. Around the outside will go Hollywood Lance Stroll into the Subida del Lago. And round the outside up to Ferradura, he's got him. Move Hollywood Lance Stroll into P16. We're still in the... I forgot what that corner's called. Pico de Plateau, that's it. Into the Pico de Plateau, now through the Minero corner. We got Charles Leclerc in front of us. Look at Weber. Weber's gone. Weber's gone, folks. This is almost insane. Where has this pace come from the McLaren team? And A, why isn't Norris up there? And B, what the hell is wrong with Lucas Weber? It's incredible. As Rick Bobby the Honey Badger, he lines up Alexander Albon for P5. I think that's a 5. I wouldn't have the foggiest clue in the world, because my writing is shocking. And Rick Bobby's past Alex Albon. Will Alex Albon try again? No, we don't know. Now look at this shit gaggle. You got Stroll, Gasly, Giovinazzi, Raikkonen. You got Verstappen back there. This is all for last 16th to last place. They're all over the place, folks. The man Gasly trying to pass Stroll. One of the Alphas is being passed by Verstappen. He's passed both Alphas now in the Curva del Sol. Gasly's passed Stroll. Where the hell is everybody? We don't have a clue as Alex Albon's thinking about a move on Rick Bobby the Honey Badger into the Interlagos. You got Kevin Magnussen right behind them. It's good for P6, I think, actually, because yeah, I'm in P4. Yeah, that's right, P6. And Alex Albon round up the inside of Ferradura. And here he's got him P6. He's there for that man. As we go to this, this is the fight we saw earlier with Verstappen and Giovinazzi. This is for P18, and Giovinazzi's going to go. Well, he thought about down the inside, but Verstappen's gone around the outside. Fair play, fair pass. As what are we doing? Whoa, big lock up, but excuse me, somebody's lost front wing. Who's lost the front wing? Well, ours looks intact, so I wonder if it's Leclerc. Yep, Charles Leclerc's lost his front wing. Did you see that power slide? That was like a power slide out of the gods. Incredible. How did we keep control of that? We may never ever know how we kept control of that as we head up to the Senna S to start lap number 5, but Charles Leclerc is not happy. Charles Leclerc is all over us, and Charles Leclerc is side by side with us to the Senna S. We've tried to force him into the wall. He's gone for the inside. He's locked it up big time. He's on the curb. He's on everywhere, and that is still us in P3. Still, for the moment anyway, as Ricciardo and Alex Albon resume for P6. They're side by side through the Senna S. Alex Albon sees Ricciardo go around the outside of the Senna S, and that'll be him into P6. Here's his big time Devon Butler on Sebastian Vettel. It's another Ferrari on Williams here, and big time Devon Butler up the inside of Sebastian Vettel. The 4-time German world champion. Will Sebastian have any of that? Of course he will, because he's moving down now into P11 as we see this fight coming up. Here's Verstappen. He's going around the outside of Hollywood Lance Stroll. I think he may be doing. Look at that. Whoa! Tell you what, look at Giovinazzi! Giovinazzi's just mugged them both! What are you doing? That is incredible! Hollywood Lance Stroll just mugged them both off. We're still trying to mug off Charles Leclerc. Piss off, Leclerc. There you go. Have Lewis Hamilton for company. Mug. There's Ricciardo and Albon. Well, now, I say Ricciardo and Albon. They're still fighting, actually. I thought Magnussen was going to get involved there, but obviously not. Jesus Christ. Right. They want us to cut. You want me to come in 3 laps later? No. No. These tyres are awful now. Why would I want to wait 3 more laps? I won't get any kind of undercut. I'll probably get undercut by Leclerc. You're insane. I want to fire Jeff right now. Oh, we've run very wide on the way up the hill, and that might let Leclerc back in. It might let Leclerc back in. He's gone side by side with us in the Senna S, but we'll just escort him to the outside and say, nip, you're not coming through. Who have we got here? Is that Grosjean? Yeah, it is. What's Grosjean doing all the way back there? Should be further up the field. Come on, Roman. There you go. Pass Danny Kvyat for P14. And that should be job done golden. Yes, it is. Round the inside. And thank you very much, says Roman. P. Something or other. P14, I do apologise. There's Verstappen and Stroll and Raikkonen are fighting over P18. Giovinazzi's gone. There's Verstappen into P18, and looks like Stroll's gone to the back of the field. Unlucky there for Lance Stroll. What are we looking at here? Not even I know what we're looking at here. We're looking at Leclerc trying to pass us, and whoa, this is getting personal now. Charles Leclerc is getting very personal with us, and we're still P3. If this, sorry, we were still P3. This is live now. If that carries on, then it's going to be simple. We're not going to get close. I mean, Weber's gone. Leclerc's now about to be passed by Lewis Hamilton for P4 because of that wing damage. And if Leclerc's not careful, he's just going to keep slipping back into the clutches of everyone who's behind him. So that's us into P3. Here comes Hamilton and Leclerc again. Leclerc is trying to screw up the system here. And you don't blame him, but he's got a broken wing. He should really be pitting and putting the hard tyre on. But he doesn't want to, and he's going to screw up the race of Lewis Hamilton and remain P4. Now, K-Mag has got Lando Norris all over his rear end. This is for P8. And I think Lando's going to go around the outside of K-Mag here. He is. That's a great move if you get that done. That McLaren coming on leaps and bounds. And move him into P8 it was, yes. So P8. Can you believe it's already been 7 laps? Lucas Weber's gone. Valtteri Bottas is gone. And all because Charles Leclerc was fighting with us. I mean, get over yourself, Charles. For fuck's sake. As we see the battle for P9. Sorry, for P6, I do apologise, on lap number 8. Between Danny Ricciardo and Alexander Albon. And Albon should stick it there. He's going to stick it there. He's going to keep it there as well, side by side. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Ricciardo's lost one position. He's about to lose another because here comes Lando Norris. And unless he goes around the outside, I think that's going to be job done. He did go around the outside. Fair play to Norris there. As we go to the fight for P17 between Antonio Giovinazzi and Max Verstappen. And that Red Bull is shocking. Why is Verstappen still there? Verstappen needs to move teams. That team won't get any better anytime soon. As we're through the Monero corner again. Now, Weber is 3.7 ahead. I'm wondering if an undercut might be worth a try here. See if we can get close to Weber. Because if we can get close to Weber, that would help our cause out a lot. As who's there? That's Leclerc and Hamilton again, I think, fighting over P4. And this time Hamilton around the outside of the Senna S, the corner named after his boyhood hero. And he's into P4 now as we go to... That is Lando Norris now fighting Alex Albon for P6. Look at that. That McLaren has actually come on fire. Maybe we moved to the wrong team, folks. Maybe we moved to the wrong team. We should have gone to McLaren, not to Renault. But we chose Renault. And Charles Leclerc has chose to take P4 back. That's fair enough. If he wants to do that, let him do that. I'm not going to argue with it. Right, this is our pit stop lap here. You can see we're getting a little closer to Weber here. These laps that we've run in hot lap are certainly helping us out here. It's still 3.7 the gap. I just hope we set our fastest middle sector as well. So when we come in, I'm hoping and I'm praying that Weber hasn't come in with us as we smoked the brakes pretty hard, and that's time for a pit stop. So, has Weber come in? No. So we're going for an undercut on Weber here into our garage of 18 men holding rubber, and off we go again. Now, where are we going to come out? That's one of the Red Bulls. Who is that? I can't see who that might have been. There's a car there too. Can't see where we've come out, if I'm being honest. So we'll have to find out where we came out. Meanwhile, let's see what happened when we're in the pit lane. Who is that? That's Sergio, isn't it? No, it's Hulkenberg. He's got Grosjean all over his rear end, and he's gonna. This is the fight for P12 now that we pitted. Around the inside, outside, then inside will go Grosjean, but Hulkenberg gonna hold on there just. As this is Antonio Giovinazzi defended against Kimi Raikkonen for P18. P18, folks. It's that bad we're having to show fights for P18. And it's that bad that, yeah, that's the job done. Now, come on, Grosjean. Oh, Hulkenberg to the inside. Oh, he should have the outside and breeze right by him. Outside, breeze right by him. Job done. Thank you very much. Goodbye. There you go. You got it done. Roman Grosjean up. Oh no, he's not up to P12. He's still... I tell you what, Hulkenberg's being a twat here. He's going to continue into the infield here and up to the Bica de Plateau. In fact, he may even get him. No, Roman round the outside. There you go. Love your work, Roman. Love your work, son. Now, who is this? This is... Who is this? Oh, that's... That's Gasly. That's us and Gasly. So we're on lap 11 now. Ah, okay. Okay, I see what happened there. So we're in P11. I assume other cars have made pit stops now. There's a couple of cars. I think Bottas and Weber are being held up by Roman here. I think Roman might be helping us out here, doing a job. We've set the fastest first sector. Will we set a fastest middle sector? No, we won't. It's a slower middle sector. Probably because we had to pass the man Gasly. I'm hoping that Grosjean can hold up... no, he's in the pits now. So he's going to give us a position. In fact, there's quite a few cars in the pits here. But look how close Weber is to Bottas. I tell you what, folks. Bottas and Weber, they might be in a different class here. But if Weber gets a chance... We saw this in the first season race between Hamilton and Bottas. Bottas doesn't like the medium tyres around here. I wonder if that's just a trait here. Who's leading this race? I can't see who's leading this race. Is that a pink car? It might be Hulkenberg leading this race. We'll have to see as we go into the Pico de Plateau. Who's behind us? The man Gasly's behind us. He's not pit yet either. Interesting. We've got cars out on strategies you wouldn't have thought were out. Meanwhile, the gap is... What is the gap? The gap is 4.5 seconds, I think. As we go back through the field, here comes Lando Norris. He's fighting for P4 now. So if those McLarens, and this is genuine pace, and that's P4 for Lando over Charles Leclerc. If those McLarens are showing pace, then I need to be wary of him. As big time Devon Butler tries to go down the outside of Kevin Magnussen. And that will be job done for P9, I think. Not quite. K-Mag's holding on there. Who's this? This is the other Ferrari, Daniel Ricciardo. He's fighting with Sebastian Vettel. Multi-21. Somebody will be shouting there, and Vettel's trying to go around the outside. That's through the Curva del Sol, now down to the Sabina del Lago. Side by side, the two former teammates in Red Bull. And yeah, oh no, they weren't teammates. Or were they? Yes, they were. Sorry, I've gone. That's me. I'm done. Sorry. Goodbye, folks. But on lap number 12, it looks like Weber's making his move. Lukas Weber is making his move on Valtteri Bottas. They're side by side down to the Sabina del Lago. Who's got DRS? It's Bottas with DRS. Oh, that's going to be a tasty fight. I think Weber is putting himself in line for a seat somewhere here. As we've got Hamilton passing Charles Leclerc here for P5. That's a job done pass. Who is this? That looks like Perez in the Force India. Yes, it is Perez. He's got Kevin Magnussen over his rear end. K-Mag's passed him. Here comes big time Devon Butler. He wants to pass Sergio too. Sergio's busy going backwards at a rate of knots as well, which is not unusual for Sergio. He's got Ricciardo behind him eventually. Leclerc wants back past Hamilton. Has Leclerc got a new front wing? I can't tell from that camera point. But speaking of a new something, I want a new teammate. Grosjean's about to be passed by Hulkenberg for P13. And I think Hulkenberg's going to get the job done here, unless Grosjean holds him out there. Good boy, Grosjean. You've gone onto the hard tyres again, as we've set a fastest middle sector. What's Weber going to do? He's got another go around the outside of Bottas on lap number 15, I believe this is. Go on, Lukas Weber to the lead. Lukas Weber's won America. He might be ready to win Brazil at the same time, as Hamilton and Leclerc keep fighting over P5. And all the while, there goes Lando Norris. And they're bringing Alexander Albon into play if they're not careful. Big time Devon Butler, though, is going to have another go at Kevin Magnussen with P8. Excuse me, he said. Actually, it's P7. Yeah, it is for P8. I do apologise. Now, who's that rear wing is that we're looking at? Oh, it's Bottas! That's Lucas Weber in the picture here. Weber and Bottas still fighting over the lead, and looks like Weber is going to keep it for the moment. But that could carry on for a brief while, as Leclerc wants back past Lewis Hamilton. Not going to happen if Lewis has his way. Yeah, Leclerc has not had his wing replaced, so Leclerc should sit his arse back there, and he does sit his arse back there. So yeah, that's interesting. We've just not had the speed this weekend, but third is not a bad result around Brazil, because the AI around here are utterly, you know, OP as hell, if you don't mind me saying so. Lap number 16, the timers just flew. Honestly, folks, the timers flown here, and we're going to see big time Devon Butler lose a place to Kevin Magnussen. That is position lost. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Keep it going, says that man. Let's keep it going down to the Subida del Lago. To the inside he goes. Devon Big Butler is going to go to the outside. And that is side by side. This is for P8. This is for P8. It's job done for Magnussen, and he keeps P8. And we're through the Bica de Plateau. Now, I tell you what, this fighting that these two are doing in front, we're gaining.
Okay, gap ahead.
And we're gaining at a rate of knots. We could spring a surprise here. We've set the fastest middle sector. All of a sudden, our middle sector seems to be mega for some reason. If we can just hook up the first two, I think we'd have a chance of getting them. But it's that chance of trying to get them as we get a warning for corner cutting. We didn't do it. We didn't do it, as Alex Albon now is going to have a go at Charles Leclerc. This is the fight for P6, I do believe. And it's going to be P6 for Alex Albon there as we continue down the hill to the Subida del Lago, and Leclerc's taken P6 back. Excuse me, coming through, that man said. Well, it was going to be excuse me coming through whether you liked it or not, as we're going into the Bica de Plateau. And now down through the Minero corner, down to Young Cow. Are we still catching Bottas and company? Yes, but it's only minuscule amounts now. So it seems to be that our charge for third has finished, which is unfortunate. But you know, P3, it's nothing to be sniffed at. So we start the final lap. It looks like Lucas Weber has now pulled himself away from Bottas. So get ready to celebrate over in that area, somebody. As we go down into the Curva del Sol, and now through the Curva del Sol. Yeah, I think third place, we'll take that. I don't really want to take that, but you got to take what you got to take, unfortunately, is what I say. As who is it? This is a fight for P19 between Hollywood Lance Stroll and Antonio Giovinazzi. Why are we seeing this? Is the action that bad on the last lap that we have to see this? I mean, my God, the standards to be had here, and I mean standards. God, I don't want to see this fight. No one wants to see the fight for last place. Although, to be fair, a fight for last place is better than any fight on the current season at the moment. Stroll's going to keep that position on Giovinazzi, but who's won again? Look at this. He won for the first time in America. He's going to win in Brazil. Lucas Weber is a monster, folks. He's also took his second victory of the season. Fair play to Lucas Weber, man. Oh, boy. And we're going to come home. He set the fastest lap on the last lap as well. Third place. Yeah, that's a good result there. We'll gladly take that. I think we could have won, but Weber, man.
Brilliant stuff from McLaren today. What a superb victory. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure, and no doubt they'll be celebrating tonight. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
I think for driver of the day, I'd probably pick Lando Norris. He lived up to every inch of his reputation today, and I think he'll be going home, quite rightly, a bit proud of himself.
The Constructors' Championship may be a foregone conclusion at the moment, but regardless, let's look at the standings. With that result, the title is secure, and it's Racing Point who've claimed the honours. Their days of struggling in the midfield now seem a distant memory. They're a giant in this sport now, and truly a force to be reckoned with. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today, as they make their way up the standings. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again, as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
Weber, man. Weber is unstoppable. There's no racing against Lukas Weber when Lukas Weber's in that form. Whew. He took victory. Valtteri Bottas finished second. Third for us. Lando Norris fourth. Great result for Lando. Lewis Hamilton fifth. Charles Leclerc, Alex Albon, Devon Butler from 12th on the grid for a couple of points. K-Mag and Sergio pick up the last of the points there. And no DNFs. Roman finished 13th. Must do better, I'm afraid, Roman. Must do better. And yeah, no retirements. It's unusual. So yeah, I think we better go see Claire. See what she's going to make of all that action, shall we?
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
It was more like dodgems than Formula 1 today, wasn't it?
You're right. You're absolutely right.
You've had experience with Devon's fast, aggressive
Nobody
style.
gives
Any
a
advice for the
shit.
drivers he passed today?
Stop asking me about that knobhead.
How does it feel sharing a Formula 1 podium?
Oh, it's fantastic sharing it with Lukas. You know, maybe ask a question about my race, and we'll see what happens.
Do you think your rival learned from his battle with you?
Thank you. But you asked me about Sebastian Vettel, yeah.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Good. Fuck off. Heaven forbid I'm asking a question about how my race went. Bitch. Oh well. We'll just take the points we accumulate, and we will go and do some good things with it.
Fantastic podium. Well done.
Excuse me.
Keep pushing like this for the rest of the season.
The throat is suffering a little bit.
Looks like one of your
What do we have here? Bahrain with a 72 Lotus. That sounds tempting. Spa with a 78. Yeah, Spain with a 78 Lotus. I don't fancy that. We'll go with this one that Grosjean's attending. See how we do. We're fourth best. You can see that we've got one of the aero upgrades. We're now the chassis upgrade. So we're on the way to creating the best chassis on the game, basically. I am still tempted with that major engine upgrade, but I think I might wait. We got the aero to worry about, and then we've got this chassis. We can get that one definitely in after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, maybe even after qualifying. So that would leave us quite a bit to do. I don't know where we do it, but we do it somewhere. Let me assure you of that. Do you know what? I think we might go for a gearbox upgrade. Yeah, let's go for a gearbox upgrade. It's going to cost us not a lot, so get it on there. Get it up. Could have waited, but chose not to. We'll just do it that way. But guys, 10 likes. That's what we asked for on these videos. We get them regularly, so let's do it again. And you can subscribe for more daily F1 2019, NASCAR Heat Force, Luka 19 and WRC7 career mode videos, as well as other live streams available throughout the week when you hit the notification bell. If you hit that, you get notified when an episode goes up and when we go live as well. So guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care everyone, and it is ta-ta for now.